Hi everyone. Yesterday I spoke a bit about, or the day before rather, I spoke about preserving energy, conserving your energy, or protecting your heart. And thanks for the great feedback. I thought that today I might just touch a little bit more on that and maybe make it bring it closer to home and talk about very briefly what that looks like for me, because it's all well and good us talking about things, but sometimes it's not the easiest thing to put into practice. So I thought I'd use my own example and really um, show to how powerful this can be. So for me, when we're talking about energy, some of you may have watched one of my other videos where I mentioned that I am extremely introverted, my nature. Okay, my preference is to be extremely introverted. Now, for those who know about introverts, but that one of the things or characteristics with introverts is that being around people drains their energy. And so I wanted to mention that because in the last video I was talking about being protective of your energy, right? But the thing is, sometimes you can't always avoid situations that drain your energy. And in this case, for me, that's true because the type of work that I do and the things that I'm passionate about require me to be around people. And I do a lot of presentations. This week, for example, I'm doing presentations 3 days in a row. Today's the second day, and so by the end of the day, I am just drained. I'm exhausted. And so I learned in one of my previous jobs, which also required me to do the same, talking with a lot of people all day, having meetings from breakfast time to right up to dinner meetings. I had to learn how to refresh myself. So, what I do is, because remember, yesterday I suggested you make a list of things that take away your energy and also a list of things that bring you energy. So, for me, having a lot of conversations and being around a lot of people drains my energy. But what gives me a lot of energy is just time on my own. Things like reading, spending time just in a quiet place. I like to be quiet, so I have to always schedule those in between things, because it doesn't mean that just because things steal your energy, that you won't come across them at all. I believe that sometimes we are given situations, like God gives us situations, so we can learn how to refresh ourselves, so we can learn how to adjust, because we can't always avoid bad situations or situations that drain us. So for me, that's what I do. If I know that I have, and also if I know that I have a week of presentations coming up, I will prepare myself beforehand. I will spend as much time as I can reading things or doing things that bring me energy. Might be spending time with my son. That does bring my energy, but up to a point, right? Mothers, I'm sure you can hear me here. Um, might be watching a movie, but I prepare myself for that. And then after that, it's an in between. I'm spending time, and really, what I should be doing is going to bed earlier. But as you know, sometimes we get caught up when we're with others. But find out what refreshes you, because sometimes your energy will be taken. Sometimes it's unintentionally. You get caught up in some conversations, or then before you realize it, you're drained. Understand what will refresh you, so you don't always have to stay in that state, right? And also, I just wanted to mention one more thing. You find when you become more aware of this, your choices you make will be in consideration of what is giving you energy and what is not. For example, a big decision like buying a house, you know. So if you know that bright, airy spaces, um, with few walls, open plans, lots of light. If you find that kind of environment brings you energy, when you're looking for a house, you will find that you will be intentionally looking for houses that are based on that, as opposed to one that's closed. And sometimes we're just going to a place, say, okay, I like the feel of this. But what I love about being more aware is that you're intentional. You know what you want. You're talking to the real estate agent and you say, this is what I'm looking for, da 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 da, these three things. And that's just an example of your home. You can also apply it to your job. If you're single, you can apply it to your partner, because you understand what gives and what takes your energy. But at the same time, now that I've mentioned that, there's a little bit of a disclaimer, like I was just talking about. if there are definitely going to be things in your life that will drain your energy, that will steal your energy. You'll come across them. How we respond to that is learning how we can refresh ourselves or how we can bring back our energy. Okay, that's an important skill to remember. Otherwise, you're gonna start to constantly get depressed because you're like, why are these energy stealers around me? They're going to be around our whole lives. So, we're a resilient people. We're already showing that through this pandemic. We've been through coups, we've been through cyclones. Our resilience is inbuilt. So, this is just one of the tips that I've learned in helping us be resilient. Understand what drains your energy, but also understand how to refresh yourself when your energy starts getting drained. I hope that helps somebody. I'll speak to you guys soon.